owner's equity for proprietorships versus corporations. So let's review the owner's equity for sole proprietorships. Sole proprietorships, which are of course single owners, they have only a single owner's equity account. It's the name of the owner followed by the word capital. So there is no separate account for owner investments. Owner investments are simply placed into the capital account on the plus side, which is the credit side, directly. So there's no easy way to tell how much of the capital came from owner investments. Profits are also put in, or closed to, the Jane Doe capital account. So again, there's no easy way to tell how much of the capital came from owner investments or from profits. You'd rather have the bulk of it come from profits. But because they're both commingled in the capital account, just placed in there, you can't tell easily how much the capital came from owner investments and how much came from profits. With corporations, it's a little easier to tell how much came from owner investments and how much came from profits. So now let's look at the stockholders' equity section of corporations. They can have multiple equity accounts, and we're going to show you the proper order of them. If a company has preferred stock, it will be listed first. Later on, we'll get into detail about what these type of accounts are exactly, but we want to just show you an overview and let you know what the correct order is. Now, if the preferred stock has something called paid-in capital in excess of par, that would be listed second. After that, you list the common stock. Now, again, we'll talk more about what common stock is later, but you can tell by the name that common stock is common. Preferred stock is actually pretty rare. Not a lot of companies have preferred stock. But common stock, a lot of companies that are publicly traded, or I should say all companies that are publicly traded have common stock. And then what's listed next is paid-in capital in excess of par common. Again, we'll learn what that is exactly later. And then what's listed last in the equity section, the stockholders' equity section of a corporation, is called retained earnings. Now, it's really important that you understand what retained earnings are. Do you remember what the word earnings means? It's another word for profits. So these are profits that the company has retained. So as you can see down here, retained earnings, the definition is past profits that haven't been paid out as dividends. Okay, now notice the first four equity accounts for a corporation have an asterisk. The asterisk means these are paid-in capital and stock accounts. These first four are amounts invested in the corporation by the owners, which are the stockholders, also known as contributed capital, because this is the capital or the equity that the owners have invested or contributed to the company. And then down here in retained earnings, we have past profits. So if you had your druthers, you would rather have a company have the bulk of its equity be from retained earnings rather than investment. It would be cool to have a whole bunch of profits and require very little investment in the corporation. So having more accounts means it's easier to tell how much the equity came from owner investment. So again, that's the first four with asterisk. These are contributed capital accounts. In other words, these are amounts that the owners invested. And you can also tell how much of the equity came from profits. That would be in retained earnings.